Hi you guys, happy Monday and welcome back to my channel. One thing you should know about South African ministers of police, they like entangling themselves with criminals. There is no way that you can call a criminal more than 10 times and you say that you don't know him. Stay in his luxurious penthouse and give him a tender that amounts to 390 million and you say that you have no relations with him. In this video, I wanted us to talk about these allegations that are following the former Minister of Police, Bheki CELE. So this article came out in the early hours of today that Bheki CELE called Matlala 10 times the day before he was arrested. To those who are asking themselves, how did they find this information? So you guys remember that after Matlala was incarcerated and the allegations were made by Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi saying that there's a nexus relations between the police as well as politicians. There was a raid that was conducted in Mampuru, specifically the prison where Matlala is incarcerated in, and they found that he has a cell phone. So I'm assuming that they then checked on the cell phone, then they found out that these people have been talking. He's denied that he has personal relations, obviously, just like Senzo Mkhunu denied that he knows Matlala. So none of these ministers know Matlala, but it just so happens that there is something that connects them to Matlala. So also Matlala was awarded that tender, and that tender was always followed with the allegations of fraud and corruption, and they were not really dealt with. And one thing you should note about Bheki CELE is that he's very vocal. He's one of the people that whenever there's high profile cases and there's someone who was unalived in that process who's a celebrity, he's one of the first people who used to be, when he was a minister, come and say that, oh, we're going to get these people, we're going to arrest them, we're going to do 1, 2, 3. But he's not really done much. He's just arresting for the sake of arresting, because even with the case of Senzo Meyiwa, this is what Advocate Tifo even said.
Bheki CELE doesn't want me in this case. That's the reason. He's got the warrant of arrest from January. Why he didn't accept?
What are the charges?
Therefore, don't allow them to... The arrest today of the defense advocate, many are saying it is malicious. He, of course, says it is linked to the Senzo Meyiwa case. And the conspiracy is that there are senior officers, politicians, including yourself and those in high office in the NPA, who are allegedly not happy with the way that he is handling this case. What do you firstly say to the allegations leveled against you that you don't personally want him on this case?
Well, let me give a little bit of thanks, Godwin Tabo, and the rest of your viewership. Today from 8 a.m., I left Pretoria at 6:45. I was in Pimville, and I left Pimville a little bit after 3. And is when I received the message on the phone from the spokesperson, Lorenzo, saying that the advocate has been arrested. And a few minutes later, at 3:41, I received the message that the accusation is that the arrest is pushed by the minister, Bheki CELE, and others. Then I immediately touched the National Commissioner to get a full report of what happened. And then I wait for that report until I know what really happened. I'm not able to comment on this matter.
So if he was arrested by Bheki CELE, clearly he was targeted, and clearly he knew something that would cremate the minister. So the minister wanted to silence him very quickly. And it's very worrying how these ministers normally, they just silence these people by arresting them, by removing them from power, or doing anything that is just going to make them to not talk further. And also, if you guys can remember, Julius Malema did say this about Bheki CELE.
Got nothing to do with that. Till today, we don't know who killed these high profiles. We found the bullet. We found the car. We found the gun. We found the car. What must we do with that? That kind of information. Bheki CELE just calls a press conference with a big head to come and tell us he knows the car and the gun. We're not interested in that. We are interested on that boy who pulled a trigger in front of a camera, killing a high-profile person. A high-profile person get killed in front of a camera. The whole world watching. Till today, we have not arrested those people.
vocal man. But he's never done any arrest whatsoever that has yielded good results. Instead, he would just cover up very quickly in terms of like saying, but we arrested someone. But did that person really commit the crime? That's the question that these ministers are supposed to ask themselves. And another thing is the question between Vusumuzi Matlala and Katiso Molefe. So if you guys remember that Katiso Molefe is currently incarcerated and has been charged for the unaliving of DJ Somebody, Armand Swartz, DJ Ventus. And it is said that the weapon that was used was the weapon that was used unalived all these people. And also he went and applied for bail and his bail was denied. Ken Matlala has a security company, and the security company is the one that was being bodyguards for DJ Somebody, with securities for DJ Somebody. And one of the security guards were unalived on the day where DJ Somebody was unalived. Could it be that Ket Matlala, as an employee of the security guard who was unalived, did not even care about who unalived their security guard? He's an employee, he's running a security company. He will definitely be interested to find out if this is an attack on him or it's an attack on who. He'll definitely has to investigate, or might have investigated and found out that Katiso is involved in this whole thing. And if Katiso is involved in this whole thing, and these people probably might know each other, Kat as well as TK, there's a possibility that even these ministers know these people, know both of them very well. And they know what is going on. They know the type of dealings that they're involved in, including the fact that Kat is involved in the unaliving of the whistleblower, unaliving of Babita, meaning that he knows Babita, an attempted murder of Tebogo Tobejane. Could it be that we don't think it's not? Bheki CELE is not as blank as we think he is. These ministers are not as unknowing as people think they are. They know everything that is going on. They are very much involved in these syndicates, and they're protecting and shielding these people because these people are their friends. These people are moneyed, and they benefit from the moneying of these people. So I don't know what you guys think about this whole case. And also, there's allegations that Shadrack Sibia, the on-leave Deputy National Police Commissioner, as well as Bheki CELE, are involved in concealing and prolonging the Grapes case of a UCT student. And it is said that the institution even offered the student some money or some deal to drop the charges, and then she'll get her degree. So now it is said that Sibia as well as CELE, they're involved in the process of dropping the charges, they're reviewing the charges. So could it be that they are also, they have friendships or relations with these people that are accused of grapesing this lady in UCT? And also, guys, when it comes to grapes cases, these ministers are notorious for this. You remember what Mkhunu did when it comes to Xwexwe's grapes? They said that there's no evidence, and they, put there that far. So it's the same thing with this one. It seems that the ladies are alleging that they putting her things that way. So it seems like something that the ministers are used to, something that ministers of police are used to. They just rub off things and protect their friends that are, involved in serious allegations of criminality. So I don't know what you guys think about these cases, and more whistleblowers are coming, or more and more people are coming to talk about the experiences with these ministers. And I think definitely the commission as well as the ad hoc committee will be very interesting. And I'm very much happy that the ad hoc committee has plans to summon Bheki CELE. Even though I'm not sure about the commission of inquiry if they're going to summon CELE, but definitely CELE is very, very important, because the rot draws back to his time. The rot draws back even to the times of the times. It's an old thing that has been happening. Even though we see what they're trying to do now by getting many people to come and discredit what Mkhwanazi said, because there's also new developments in that. Someone who comes, who's a police officer, I don't know, but they're saying that he's an expert of some kind. So they're saying that he was kidnapped. He says that he was kidnapped by people who he thinks that have been instructed by General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. It was not General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi who kidnapped him specifically, but it was certain people. And it is said that these people, they wanted certain evidence and certain information about the unaliving of DJ Ventus and DJ Somebody. And I was like, why are you saying now? So after you were kidnapped, why didn't you report this kidnapping? Why reporting this kidnapping now? I don't know. I guess that these people, they have their own reasons as to why they report the kidnapping now, because the kidnapping, clearly it happened a while ago, but why now? And these are some of the things that one can think that are ways of decampaigning or discrediting the general, so that by the time these commissions and everything happen, it will seem as if general is not all innocent, of which we are not saying he is all innocent. He has done certain things to get information. There's many people who have done things. For example, if you guys remember the Fees Must Fall incident, when Habib was not kidnapped, I was there. Habib was not kidnapped, but he kept on saying that he was kidnapped by Fees Must Fall activists. He was not kidnapped. He was sitting there. People just wanted accountability. They said, you are not going up until you resolve this issue of the fees. And he was just sitting there, provided food, chilling very properly. We saw it as time to spend. We even the then leader, Mqobotlamin, even said that we are spending time with our fathers, like students or kids are spending time with their father. It's not like we are kidnapping you or anything of that kind. What I know is that when someone is kidnapped, they don't even waste time. They go and report that kidnapping. At least I would do that. So him saying that Mkhwanazi kidnapped him just to get certain information and evidence, it's really very questionable, considering that he did nothing there and then. And then lastly, guys, I don't know what you guys think. Please tell me your thoughts about this DJ Somebody thing, and now the heads up that they gave Kat, but it seems like Kat didn't take the call. Kat didn't take the call, so I don't know if he took the call. What was going to happen? Was this arrest going to even be affected? Interesting. I don't know. Please comment your thoughts, guys. Moving right along to the succession of the NC. So there's this talks about successions of the NC, and I think they always happen around these times, whenever they're leading to the general, to the local elections, as well as the Nasrec, where they have to choose a new leader for the NC. And I saw this article that Mashatile as well as Fikile Mbalula, they're in conversations as to who's going to take over from now onwards. But I see this conversation that is trying to creep in little by little, and that's the conversation of Naledi Pandor being the president. So yesterday, Naledi Pandor delivered an amazing tribute to one of the ANC Women's League members that is no more. And this is what she said.
The African National Congress and its Women League and Youth League require selfless, committed leaders. It is possible, comrades, to restore our lost glory. And we have lost our glory. Let's not pretend about it. We have lost it. The people are looking at us with disdain. The people are looking at us with horror and shame. There is nothing worse in an organization or in a country than a leader who has no solution. We can't be asking someone else, how do we solve this? The people are looking to us to resolve it.
So if you heard what she said, she was dragging the ANC literally. And one could ask themselves if they're going to do the same thing that they did to Gigaba and Asenzo Mchunu and want to discipline them or do something. Probably not, because remember that those two are ministers. This is a former minister. She's a veteran of the ANC. She's a former minister of international relations. I thought that they'll want to take the same steps that they took with her. I definitely think that more than anything, she is, saying the truth. And what we see now is this new trend of the ANC members speaking out. Any opportunity that they get, they want to talk about the ANC and the corruption. And other people, they will, easily believe that, okay, these people are reformed. I don't think so. If you guys remember, someone, if they, say something to you or they hurt you, then they come and apologize. They send their mothers and everybody. It doesn't mean that they'll never do what they've done to you ever again. And I just think that it's their way of campaigning the ANC to make it seem like they are this party that is going through reformation, going through change, so that people can be swayed and actually believe in them. Or, they really are remorseful. But is it time for them to do so? I think it's quite late for them to want to be remorseful, especially after Mkhwanazi has exposed them this much. Why would we want this government to still be in power and hold majority. How will that be, guys? And also with Naledi Pandor, her contesting these elections can be good or bad. If you guys remember Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma, she contested Cyril Ramaphosa. Where is she now in the politics of the ANC? Because it's like she never existed. She's not relevant anymore. So I think that, you know, when you contest as a woman in the ANC, you need to be very careful. The ANC doesn't seem like it's a party that really advocates for women, especially if you look at the tenure of Jacob Zuma as well as Cyril Ramaphosa. Women are not that vocal. They're not that much into things. And I doubt that it will work for her to run, especially if she still wants to remain relevant in the ANC. Otherwise, she'll be very much silenced, like the way they've done to Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma. Just to refresh your memory, this is what happened with the elections of Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma and Cyril Ramaphosa.
2261 votes. Comrade Cyril Ramaphosa received 244.
I don't think that she wants to finish her political career in the ANC. But you guys judge. Do you think that the ANC needs a female president? I don't know. I don't think that is really necessary. I just think that the ANC needs to leave power, regroup on the side without the people. Then they can come back later on and run, or probably people might consider voting for them. But for now, I think they deserve the break. Let us give other people, let us allow this, let's usher ourselves into this new dawn where we see new parties being in government, and let us see if they're ever going to do something quite different. Because even now they're saying that we need to tell them about everybody that is corrupt. Give them a list of people that are corrupt. It was the helpline. Now they this. The time by all means to bring people back to them, for people to think that, you know what, we are reformed, we are changing, we want to do things differently. 31 years is too much for you to think that people are going to forgive you for all the things that you've been doing for 31 years. And then now you want to fix things. Now we have helpline, and now you want us to give you the list of corruption, of people that are corrupt. And there's already a list of people that are corrupt. People have provided that before, but they've done nothing. So who are they fooling? So I don't know what you guys think. Yeah. Please, guys, comment your thoughts. Tell me what you think about all these reports. Do you think that this is the end of the NC? Do you think it's the end of these ministers? Do you think the ministers will ever testify in the commission, especially Bheki CELE? Do you think he will ever be summoned by the commission? Or you think that he might end up getting away with it? One will have to be a sacrificial lamb between the two, or both of them will end up being prosecuted. And do you think that there's a possibility that they're lying about knowing Kat? They have the strongest relations with Kat, in as much as they have the strongest relations with Katiso, and they're aware of every criminal act and the biggest kingpins of this criminal syndicate that is happening in South Africa. Otherwise, guys, I will see you on my next upload. Bye.